Okay, so it's the 19th, and I have just gone through the week's news. I am shit at intros. I've just gone through the day's news, and I picked out some stories. Now, I had some problems with the software last night. I recorded the 18th, and for some reason, Adobe products won't take the video files that this program records if they get above a certain size. So I may seem a little more jerky between stories on this one because I'm having to separate them into separate video files. I'm actually having to pause, switch stories, and then record again. I hope to improve this and find out why Adobe is doing this to me, other than being a bunch of cocks. But anyway, let's move on to the stories themselves. Okay, the first story I feel that is worth highlighting is the current Facebook campaign, 100,000 for Time Splitters 4. By the way, if you've noticed that the door's open in the background, that's because apparently closing the door blocked all the Wi-Fi for upstairs. Basically, this Facebook campaign is like any other Facebook campaign. If you get 100,000 people to like this, this'll happen. Okay, first things first, this is a fan-made thing, so I'm all for it. I'd love to see another Time Splitters. It's a fan-made thing, so it's got no affiliation to the developers, so getting to 100,000, getting to 200,000, getting to 1,000,000 isn't going to do jack. It'll tell the developers that we want this game, but I'm pretty sure at this point they know we want this game. Now, I'm all for people making fan movements, and I'm not against that in any way. And I'm not against Time Splitters coming back. I bloody love Time Splitters. I'd love to be a suit-wearing monkey dual-wielding machine guns again, running around and shooting people and setting them on fire. It was a brilliant shooter. It embodies some of what's missing in the modern generation of shooter. The fun has gone from games. Time Splitters was a fun shooter. It wasn't about being serious and the tragedy of these terrorists or random Russians or whatever bullshit reason you've got to shoot the other person. Time Splitters was just fun. But yeah, this Facebook campaign is not going to bring it back. Unfortunately, yet the reason I brought it up is the guys, they're trying to push it, and fair play to them. You've got a campaign, you want to push it. They're currently going about it the wrong way. At the minute, they are convincing everybody who's already liked the page, which is about 17,000 when I looked earlier, to spam links to Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. Now these are famous actors who are well known for their love of gaming, and yes, letting them know about the campaign is good. Spamming them is not. It just makes you look like a bunch of spanners. In fact, in one of the guy's cases, Nick Frost has actually blocked him from sending any more messages to him. So, if that does not tell you that spamming people to try and get them to push your campaign just because they're famous, they don't have to do it just because they're famous. The fact that they're famous, okay, yes, it would be useful if they did help you, but it doesn't mean that they're obliged to. They may not have liked Time Splitters. I find that hard to believe, but they may not. They may not want to see the Rangers cover, even if they did like it. They may want to leave that area of the game in the past. Might want to leave it there on the thoughts that if it was ever brought back, it would destroy the history of it. It's a fair assessment. Stop spamming people, basically. If this thing gets to 100,000, then obviously I'll review it, but it's not going to do anything. I'm sorry. I can't be positive about this campaign. It's a good thing. I'm just going to have to move on to another story, I'm afraid. Now, the second story of interest is the Microsoft Surface. Now, this is not to be confused with the Microsoft Surface, which was a very large LCD touchscreen that they worked on with Samsung as a conference table. That thing has been renamed to the Samsung something or other with Microsoft technology, or some bollocks like that. It's been given a weird new name. No, it's a tablet, and again, do not confuse it with the Xbox Smart Glass that was announced at E3. This is separate. Basically, they wanted to show off Windows 8, which they're designing very much as a tablet operating system as well as an old PC operating system. The Metro UI, it's very good. I like it. It's a nice, sleek design. I tried it at Gadget Show on a touchscreen monitor, and it works really well with touchscreen. But all the Windows 8 tablets were being made by other people. They were being licensed out. Asus are making one, I think Samsung are making one, so on and so forth. Well, Microsoft decided they'd go off and make their own, and they've called it the Surface. Now they're bringing out two versions of this. They're bringing out the Windows 8 RT Surface. Now that will only run the Metro UI. That's designed to purely be a tablet. It won't let you back into normal Windows Classic mode, as it's called in Windows 8. It's going to have all the tablet apps and all that lot, so there will be some games on it. What's better news is they're also doing the Surface Pro, which will run Windows 8 Pro, which is a full-blown copy of Windows. It'll have Metro UI as its default, but you can drop back into Classic mode. Now this effectively means that it will be a tablet capable of running PC games. It's specs similar to that of some fairly reasonable laptops. So you may have to turn the graphics option down, but not by much. What makes this more useful is, unlike most tablets, they've nicked Apple's magnetic clip-on cover idea because it worked. Only they took the logical route of it and they've built a keyboard, a little plastic touchscreen keyboard, into the magnetic cover. They've also somehow managed to put a trackpad in there, but I don't know how that works. The thing has USB as well, so headsets are an option, mice are an option if you want to carry one around. I could foresee people going and picking up that tablet, getting the Microsoft mouse that folds up and curves and all. Can't remember the name of that mouse. I'll look it up and put a link to it somewhere. In effect, it looks like we could be seeing a direction for gaming tablets. There's nothing to say the other tablet manufacturers that are going to be using Windows 8 won't take a look from this, and if it sells, they'll make a gaming tablet. And it's not designed to be a replacement for a laptop. It's definitely not designed to be a replacement for a PC. I don't know any PC gamer that would use a laptop over a PC anytime. But that's something that you can take on holiday with you. If you're taking it anywhere, something that you can use on a long trip. I'll have one. It's given me a reason to pause, because I was going to buy an iPad 3. But now, no, this is going to be too expensive and too far away for me, unfortunately. I think that's the end of that story. More news on this when actual details come out, because this was only the first announcement yesterday. And there's still a little bit of news to come out on spec and price. Price has been the biggest one missing. It's Microsoft, I'm not expecting good things on the price. But anyway. Okay, the next story that caught my eye was about the Lingerie Football League. Now, I'll let that sink in, because I didn't know this existed either. The Lingerie Football League. Apparently, YouPorn and RedTube is not enough for the world, so they have gone out and created a version of American football, which is just a poor man's rip-off of British rugby. They've gone out and created an American football that's played by women wearing very little. The outfit is scant, is hot pants, bras, helmet, and shoulder pads. I'm sorry, the only reason this story caught my attention was because some of the women look damn good, but why is it in a gaming news story broadcast? Because a developer has acquired the rights to make a lingerie football league game. Yeah, because that's pushing forward the realms of the reputation of gamers everywhere. It'll still sell in its millions. Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball did, and spawned the website Boobs Don't Work That Way. As long as they don't use Dead or Alive's jiggle physics, I can't believe they created something and actually marketed jiggle physics. The fuck. But yeah, there's a lingerie football league game coming to this. I don't know what platforms it's coming on, and nor do I care. I'm not going to play it. I'm just dismayed that it exists. Now, for my and finally story of today, there is good news for Linux people. If you're a Linux fan and you use that on a day-to-day basis, it won't have escaped your knowledge that not many developers support your platform for gaming. It's changing, it's evolving, there's a lot of people out there starting to support you, and Steam will be coming soon, but you've just got another ally in the move to get games onto Linux, and that is the brilliant game development tool Unity. Its next build, version 4, will support Linux natively. What this means is a lot of games that are currently in development and previously developed on Unity will be able to hit a button and it will create a Linux version. So a whole mass of games are going to come your way very soon. It also makes a lot of things like the Humble Indie Bundle. A lot of games that couldn't go on that because they didn't have Linux versions will now be available to that, because a lot of indie developers, I mean a lot of indie developers, use platforms like Unity to do their development because it's a very powerful yet simple tool, and it cuts out a lot of the work that makes indie development difficult. So it's good news. Well done Unity for getting it pushed through, and look forward to the game's Linux. Linux people. I won't be switching my operating system just yet because I play too many games that use Windows. But it's now possibly an option for a laptop. I don't know. And I'm going to wrap it up there. This is... sorry, there's one last story. My and finally story. COD Blops 2 will have dedicated servers. I think it was COD Blops 2. I've shut the damn tab. Yeah, COD Blops 2 will have dedicated ranked servers. This is apparently a good thing, or so I'm told by my FPS playing friends. Personally, I just like saying COD Blops. COD Blops. And that's it. End of the second day. If you're still here after all that rambling and are wondering why I'm wearing a shirt, it's because I had a job interview today. I won't know until the end of the week. But if I get it, I'll let you know. That's it, yeah. Comments, again, if you've got any and hopefully I'll fix the rendering problem and I won't have to be quite as jerky between stories. I'll be able to flow like I did on that first one. That's it.